Dharma Path presents Buddhist teaching, finding your purpose, living your Dharma. Hey, I'm Ted Vieira. Welcome back to Dharma Path. At some point in life, almost everyone asks the same question. What is my purpose? Why am I here? Yeah, sometimes that question comes during a crisis. Sometimes it shows up in those still moments, right? And sometimes it just arrives even when everything looks fine on the outside. If you've ever felt disconnected, unmotivated, restless, or vaguely lost, you're not alone. And more importantly, you're not broken. Often, what you're experiencing, it's not failure. No, it's misalignment. Sometimes people will just ask me, what does Dharma mean? In Buddhism, there's a word for this sense of purpose and alignment. That word is Dharma. Dharma is often translated as life purpose, but it's deeper than just a job or a role. Your Dharma, it's that path that feels true to who you are. It's the way that life naturally wants to move through you. It's that place where your inner values meet your outer actions. Your Dharma, it's not something you need to figure out. No, you just have to remember what your Dharma is. And when you live in alignment with it, life begins to feel more right, even when it's difficult. Why life feels hard when your purpose, it's not clear. When you don't know your purpose, life can feel heavier than it needs to be. Not because something is wrong with you, but because you're walking without orientation, without a sense of why you're doing what you're doing. When your purpose isn't clear, decisions can feel overwhelming. Maybe you're not motivated. Success can feel hollow, and maybe even when you sleep, you don't really feel recharged. You might feel anxious without knowing why, or numb, or disconnected from yourself. This can look like depression, burnout, or a constant questioning of your place in the world. But again, this isn't a personal flaw. No, it's just a directional issue. Purpose. Dharma is not a destination. And here's something important to understand. Your purpose, it's not something that you arrive at. It's something that unfolds as you live honestly, as you live naturally. Dharma, it's not a 5-year plan. It's not a title. It's not something that you have to figure out perfectly before you begin. Your Dharma shows up as what gives you energy instead of draining it. What feels meaningful, even when it's challenging. What feels honest? It just feels right when you're doing it. When you're living your Dharma, you still have to put in the work. But here's the difference. It feels meaningful. It feels worthwhile. A Buddhist perspective on suffering and purpose. In Buddhism, suffering often comes from resistance. It comes from living out of alignment with reality. There's a beautiful teaching attributed to the Buddha. Just as a candle cannot burn without fire, men cannot live without a spiritual life. This doesn't mean religion. it means meaning. When life lacks meaning, and the soul grows quiet, and the mind can start asking painful questions like, why am I even here? Purpose gives us a reason to keep walking, even when the path is unclear. Living your Dharma, you might not feel excited every day, but you feel grounded. And grounded, that's powerful. When you're on your path, things will feel different. When you're aligned with your Dharma, you don't need constant certainty, constant reassurance. You don't panic when things slow down, and you can be lost sometimes, but you don't feel hopeless. You don't feel hopeless because even when you don't know where you are, you know which direction you're facing. That's the difference. All right, how to begin finding your Dharma. You don't need to answer this huge question today. Instead, ask smaller, gentler ones. What feels meaningful to me right now? What drains me? And what gives me energy? Where do I feel most like myself? Where everything, it just feels right. What feels true? Even if it's inconvenient. Dharma often whispers before it speaks loudly, so pay attention. Pay attention to what quietly calls you back to yourself. A gentle reminder. As another Buddhist teaching reminds us, there is no path to happiness. Happiness is the path. We've all heard that one, right? Living your Dharma, it doesn't mean that life becomes easy. It means that life becomes meaningful. And that sense of meaning, that changes everything. All right, life's purpose, Dharma. Let's go ahead and close this up. So if you're questioning your purpose right now, let me reassure you that you don't need to know everything. You don't need to have it all figured out. You only need to listen. Listen and take that next honest step. That step, it just feels right. Your Dharma, it's not something that you find someday. It's something that you live one moment at a time. Hey, thanks for being here. I hope this teaching helps. If it does resonate with you, man, I would love it if you would share this video with someone you think needs to hear this. For dharmapath.net, I'm Ted Vieira, and I will talk to you in the next episode. Thanks.